welcome to Two Idiots Reading Comics. Today we are doing episode 118, Walking Dead, Volume 2. Welcome to Spooky Month. We had a great idea for you, and it messed up, partly on my fault, but we'll get into that in the show. If you can, go ahead and hit subscribe to us wherever you're at. And guys, there's no video to this. Again, my fault. And then some other stuff went wrong that we didn't think about. And so there's no video. So as much as I'd love for you to go to YouTube and subscribe to it, feel free to go ahead and go listen to audio only. But yeah, we'll get into the show now. And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. Or should I say the dumbest damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge, Captain Dumbass, and that's David Crocker. I almost pointed away my mic because I'm an idiot. But yeah, we had an amazing idea that you will see in at least 2 episodes this month. We were getting ready to set up, normal setup as always, except Davis's wife took my chair, and so I walked outside to get some of his patio furniture because it's
pretty comfortable patio.
Actually, pretty damn comfortable. And I had the bright idea, hey, what if we did Spooky Month outside at night? You have a nice patio, some decent patio furniture. Let's go chill out there. And it was great, 75 degrees, not a whole lot of wind.
Perfect September afternoon.
It was very good. And my idiot self did not turn my mic on.
Yeah.
An issue we haven't had in forever. Because we've left them on for months.
We also leave them in the same location and never touch them.
And then we moved it. Davis even said, like, I ain't messing with that. I ain't taking it out of the stand. I'll just move the stand altogether. And I was like, whatever, dude. Like, it's not that fucking hard. Yeah. And then who's the idiot that accidentally turned his mic off? It was me. That being said, we were going to redo this outside and do it the proper way.
Just have a great, wonderful afternoon back outside. Well, night.
So we're having to re-record this. We were going to do it outside. Then my phone, because Apple hates phones older than 2 years old, we were battling the battery on that. And then a random thunderstorm popped up out of nowhere.
Welcome to fucking Alabama in late September.
Yeah, so obviously couldn't have all the electronics outside. And it's super late, and we have to be up early because we're going to Titans Raiders. And so now we're in the podcast studio, as in, aka Davis's new guest bedroom, because of an announcement that he either makes later this month or will
made during this episode,
possibly made this episode that we don't remember, but you'll find out what that is. But yeah, his guest bed is now in the room where we normally record, and we didn't feel like moving it, so audio only. I'm just chilling in bed without a shirt on.
Yeah, it's
Davis
a great view. It's quite sexy.
Is in a chair with his feet kicked up on the bed.
Man,
probably because he was
lit like a motherfucker.
Too homophobic to lay in bed with a shirtless man. But
slightly. It's not like we hadn't ever touched each other's asses before.
Correct, but not in the way people will think now.
Well, next episode we did talk about gaping assholes. So
true. Oh my gosh, the outside setup was so awesome. Like, we had these swivel chairs, and we were at a table, and so we could actually like sit there and look at each other, not look over our shoulders to look at each other, and just the conversations were so much more natural and flowing. It was awesome. I mean, we hit like 50 minutes, no problem, like 3 times in a row. Unfortunately, one of those times my mic was off. But yeah, we went off on like weird tangents that like you love about podcasts, and it was just loose, and honestly what I've been looking to try to get this podcast to for a while. But I mean, if that's all it takes to get us to loosen up a little bit, those swivel chairs are probably coming in here next time, so
we can spread out and move shit back if that means getting that loose again.
Yeah, so loose. We brought up some porn habits.
Buttholes.
Other stuff I can't remember just because the word gaping asshole came up.
And also, we've been recording for like the last 5 hours, and y'all
We
are
promised
going to
to-
hear about like 2.5 of this.
Yeah, next episode we admit that I turned the mic off, and we said, "Don't worry, when we get back to back around to redoing Walking Dead, we're gonna get loopy." And I think I just hit that.
Yeah,
So,
we're getting loopy.
but yeah,
Me, myself, and I, Davis, is on the drink number 3 on top of beer from watching football all day. So
also
it's gonna be a fun
it's
episode.
1 a.m, so
2 a.m, folks.
Fuck. Okay. Walking Dead, Volume 2. Robert Kirkman, writer, letterer, inks, maybe? I know he's the creator, richest man in comics.
Like Thomas said, he's the creator, writer, and letterer. We've also got our penciler and inker, Charlie Adlard, our gray tones, Cliff Rathburn, and our cover, Tony Moore.
I brought it up earlier. My only real issue with reading early Walking Dead after watching the show for so long, and it's the same reason why I couldn't get into Fear the Walking Dead. When you've been so long with that group at where it was when I stopped watching, like they were sufficient. Like they weren't making dumb mistakes, definitely weren't making rookie mistakes. And it's kind of hard to go back and watch people make the rookie mistakes all over again.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, this comic is different enough from the show to where it's entertaining in itself.
Yeah, you definitely get some very drastic changes from the show.
Yes, Herschel's an asshole.
Herschel is a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Shane in the show currently, he makes it to Herschel's farm.
Yeah. Doesn't make it out of the farm.
Doesn't make it out of the farm. Comic, Shane's dead before they even get in the bus to leave the original site.
Yeah. Dead in Volume 1. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
You idiot ass was going to be drinking all night and get the burps.
I'm supposed to be in bed right now, folks.
If we can burp in your pregnant wife's... Oh. Well, that was the announcement.
Yeah, there we go, folks. We've done this like 4 times.
Davis is having a baby, and I think we say it on every episode.
I think we've said it every episode
So,
because
yeah.
we don't know if we said it yet.
But yeah, that's why bed's in the room where we normally record the podcast.
So, well, I won't get into the personal information, but it is a blessing, and we get to carry a child of our own, hopefully to term and to full due date, God willing, and
Congratulations.
we are happy. Other than Talmadge,
And he's
but
gonna name it Ryan after me,
they,
so
it's
that's
not
what's
going
up.
to be called Ryan
There was
or
at one
Timothy.
point,
or Talmadge.
there was at some point where y'all said, "Hey, we really like the name Ryan," and I took that as done deal, and that's some bullshit.
It wasn't a done deal. It was just.
We were gonna call him Slider because my nickname in college was Sandwich, and it was gonna be perfect.
He could still be called Slider. 'Cause that
No,
is
it
his-
won't because his name's gonna be Ryan.
Actually, we call him Squish now, or it Squish now. We don't know what it is yet, but we call it Squish.
Technically, you won't know until it decides what it wants.
We ain't playing that game. I am a little too over the wall to be talking about that right now.
Nope. As soon as that thing's out and me planting seeds, like you can actually be whatever you want.
Please, for the love of God, don't.
You can identify as a dog if you want.
Oh,
And you can be
Jesus
that
Christ.
weird, cringy girl on TikTok who pretends she's a dog.
That's disturbing in more ways than one.
Yeah, it is.
Like everything. Like,
And then she met up with some other TikToker, and I think they started dating, and like it got super weird.
was he like her owner?
They definitely role played as dog and owner.
And I'm imagining he fucked her.
Low key, kind of hot though. Not the
fucking- no,
Not the
no, no,
situation.
no, no,
The
no.
girl was like low key, kind of thick.
There's not enough money in the world for me to.
I will find that video. I swear to God, she's kind of hot.
But for she hot enough that she's playing a dog role with a collar.
No,
on and
not a
face
chance,
mask
dude.
that
I
she's gonna
mean,
bark at
It
you
makes you want to
and
like
piss on the floor.
It makes you want to crawl out of your skin, I swear to God. But when she acts normal, who knows?
Yeah, the problem is I doubt she's acting normal enough.
No, for sure not. Well, at the same time, you got to be like, okay, is she doing this for clicks though?
That is also a good point. I mean, we are talking.
She
about
could
her,
literally,
we
like-
are talking about her on our podcast
Yeah.
because of her eccentricities.
They could literally like be like, all right, cool, we got the clip, and she'd be like, fuck this stupid shit.
Yeah,
But it rakes in money for some
yeah.
reason.
It makes us plenty of money to do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah. How did we get here?
Don't know. Drinking.
All right, cool.
Kids.
Um,
Fuck if I know. It's
yeah.
2 a.m. in the morning, man, folks. We're loopy as fuck.
Herschel's a dickhead.
Yeah. Again, we did discuss this. I don't remember a lot of season 1.
Well, that
Um,
Herschel season 2
I
in the
don't
show.
remember. I remember Herschel without a leg.
Yeah, he was
I
definitely
remember
like
the
a father
late
figure for a while.
episodes of the prison where
Mm-hmm.
we get Lori gives birth.
Mhm.
Herschel takes care of that. Then Lori ends up dying shortly thereafter. They leave the prison. I remember pieces of the governor, but like leading up to the prison, I was very foggy. And then I've seen some clips and like caught up a little bit or kind of refreshed my
I
memory.
want to say like he died like escaping the prison.
Who? Herschel?
Herschel.
I think he gave up his life to save everybody
Yeah.
else. He did.
He lived long enough to give Glenn his blessing because
It was a very heroic
Yeah.
death. I do remember that.
And he was nice enough guy to where like you were sad he died.
Yeah, but the comic definitely does not
No, he's just
sway that way.
he's an idiot who didn't kill zombies because his son had turned, and he didn't want to give up hope that he could be rescued.
Though he literally, like, even Rick is like, dude, you watch them die.
You literally
and,
watch them
like,
die,
Like, you know they are
and then
dead,
they come back.
and literally they woke up.
Yeah.
A completely different being.
Trying to kill you.
Yeah. And in the show, there is definitely way more than like 15 in the
Yeah,
bar.
it's enough to where like
They could break down the door
if
themselves.
you yelled or caused noise, like they're gonna get riled up and break down the door.
Yeah, like they could escape themselves. Where
Yeah.
this is like Herschel says is like, oh, there's only like 15, like
Yeah.
next door neighbors. Oh, even they're doing shooting practice, and Herschel freaks out. Like
you're
hey,
tearing up
y'all are
their
shooting-
house.
You're shooting up John whatever's house, and it's like
That's probably not there
Are
anymore.
they there? And there's
Also, we asked you. We said, "Hey, we're gonna do some target practice. We're gonna go shoot. You cool with that?" Yeah.
yeah.
You could have been like, "Hey,
Yeah,
don't,
he was very.
don't
he was
shoot
very
that direction
cool.
over
He was
there."
very cool about things, and all of a sudden just freaks out about shit.
Yeah.
The Herschel in this was definitely not the Herschel that I remember from the show.
No. No.
I do know there
you
was
have the
there
incident
was
where like
times
one of his family was in the barn, but
yeah.
he eventually comes to the realization that okay, that's not really them.
And we also have Glenn's Left Behind,
Yeah.
which of course I would imagine the girl that he's sleeping with
Maggie.
is Maggie. That is pretty much the show.
Yeah.
What are we, 12 years down the road now?
I haven't watched in a while, so
And that's kind of what we've discussed before is we get Negan, and my last season that we've watched and that I can remember, and I think Towers is the same, is we end the season with Negan has captured Rick and his crew and commences to beating the shit out of somebody, and we start the next season with that being Glenn is getting his head bashed.
Glenn and that other redheaded guy.
Yeah, which I was actually more sad about the redhead guy than Glenn.
Well, they teased Glenn before, and then it's like, oh no, he was hiding under that trash can. It's like,
Yeah, and he survived.
and it's weird because it's like Walking Dead doesn't do that fake death bullshit.
Yeah, which was a very odd choice to then turn
Yeah.
around and actually beat the shit out of Glenn.
Because recent TV,
Like to
we
have
like this
Glenn
show.
such a violent death.
Yeah, don't give him a fake death. That's stupid. Like he
like
deserved
a
better.
fake death to then have him have his brains bashed in by
Yeah.
a bat.
And it's just like current TV nowadays is just like, do you have the balls to kill off characters that people love?
And if you want to kill the fucking character, just kill the character.
Yeah,
just
don't-
do it. Don't second guess it.
Yeah, don't beat around the bush.
But in the comic, we've now set where when we end Volume 2, part of the gang has found the prison.
Yeah.
And kind of going back to the Fear the Walking Dead aspect of, okay, there's a lot of rookie mistakes. Reading this comic again, it's like they had a problem clearing houses.
Which you would think is like standard cop operation.
Yeah, which, I mean, you literally have Rick says multiple times in it, prepare your weapons, have them drawn, and he literally opens a basement door with his weapons in a holster, and 2 zombies literally rush at him.
Yeah.
And Tyrese has to save his ass.
Yeah.
That somehow Tyrese doesn't get bit by doing a full-on goddamn tackle on 2 zombies.
Well, I mean, a former NFL player, so.
Well, I think it's more luck, but a good way to not have him killed so early, which I think his daughter and
they're up to
daughter's
something.
boyfriend is going to kill him.
First,
Try
I
to
thought it
kill
was
him.
suicide, but now I
No,
think
they're-
that kid's
they're
definitely
trying
going
to
to try to kill him.
But okay, we can't clear houses, but there's a prison. Let's go clear a prison that could have hundreds of people in even a more confined, zombies in a more confined space.
Those 3 fences would have been enough for me to be like, well, can't go there.
Yeah, fuck it, move
How
on.
the fuck are we getting past 3 fences?
Yeah.
In a way that doesn't damage them to where everybody can get in and out.
Yeah, that then zombies can just walk right back into the place.
Yeah.
It's just, again, we've seen, Walking Dead has created the stigma of the zombie era.
Yeah.
We had World War Z,
Bunch of stuff.
It was just non-stop zombies for a few years, and it's just like the same idea of, okay, you clear houses together, you stay together, you kill together, you don't.
I mean, we had that. What's that really funny one with the guy from the Facebook movie? With Woody Harrelson.
Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
yeah,
that movie
like,
was fucking hilarious.
He had fucking 32 rules to survive. They break all of them all the fucking time.
Every fucking day. Except the double tap. He always is consistent with the double tap.
Oh, I was talking about Rick and them breaking them.
Oh yeah, Rick and them. Yeah, Rick and them break them every.
Ain't no way they all buckle their seatbelts in that RV.
No. It's kind of like when they go into the subdivision. It's like, no, okay, we found this house. We're gonna stay in this house regardless for the night, instead of just staying in the RV one more night.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning fresh.
Yeah.
And go into the house together.
Exactly.
And clear one house at a time.
One house at a time.
Have somebody standing at the door
Be
with
kinda fucking quiet
with
about
a
it.
spear
Yeah.
to kill whatever comes out of every door that you open. Don't just one person open a door to stare at 2 zombies.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. I mean, like,
with a revolver.
Even if you did see that sign that said "all dead inside," like,
it's an empty. Like you.
It's a suburb in a zombie apocalypse.
You've been on the road. Like you've been in the zombie apocalypse long enough to understand. Like there's more than 5 zombies.
You gotta know, not like everybody in that fucking town tried to go to Atlanta. Like you gotta fucking, I don't know.
And
you gotta stay quiet, bro.
Poor Donna.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was sad. It's like, hey, I opened the door. Let's go on in, and just nope.
She was just excited to pick a house out.
Oh God, poor bitch.
Yeah. But yeah. It did get super interesting though. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we went back for Volume 3. But yeah, it's late. I think we're just gonna ramble on about Walking Dead again, but not as entertaining as the first time, which is my fault. So we'll go ahead and get to the segment. This is personal recommendations. Do you want to go ahead and give yours?
Yeah, I'll give mine. Again, knowing what's coming, I'll give mine. Mine's a little more lighthearted. So I'm sure if anybody is a car head or knows anything about a group called Top Gear, UK, there is a guy named Jeremy Clarkson.
Don't be a producer on that shit. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. they were what created Top Gear for the UK. Some incidents happened, and the three of them left, and Amazon picked them up and created Top Gear, or created Grand Tour. They pretty much took the same model of Top Gear to Grand Tour, had a shed, had a location, had fun, talked about cars, drove a few, tested them, showed them how shitty they were. Well, their more recent years since COVID, and kind of they're older, they've done their own things and kind of getting tired of it. They're starting to do more, actually, what you would call grand tours. The three of them pick a vehicle, usually of the same model or same genre, and go have fun with them. Figure out which one's the best car, whichever one's the more durable car. In the most recent episode, they went to the Netherlands and they got rally cars. And drove them across the fucking tundra of the Arctic Circle to see which car made it. They drove across ice lakes, pulled skiers behind them, and pretty much just fucked with each other the whole time. It's definitely more of a, like, you know, it's scripted and not scripted at the same time. Like one part, Clarkson and Hammond usually fuck with each other, and Clarkson pushes Hammond down a ski slope in a kind of a sled house, kind of like an ice house. And you see him like sitting there, like shaking, and like, oh god, I'm in the house, like it's going down the hill, and then it crashes, and he doesn't fly across the room. It's like, it's funny. It's stupid, absolutely stupid comedy with actual car shit involved. It's fun. Talmadge has caught me watching a little bit of it. I mean, even asked me, like,
kinda
"Oh,
dumb.
I didn't know you were a car guy." And it's like, I'm not. It's
Yeah,
just
no. Neither of us are. And I was just like, okay, this is really. It's a lot about cars, and then occasionally three British dudes making fun of each other, which
Yeah.
was my favorite part. But
yeah. And in this past, I think they've done 4 episodes now. Post, like being in a tent together, sitting at a table, where and now they've done, like, they get in a car and the whole episode is nothing but them in those vehicles doing stupid shit. And that's the fun part of it. I mean, it's literally like 3 brothers that aren't brothers literally fucking with each other and driving across the country. They get in they have these RVs behind them, and they fill one of the dudes full of water, and they piss in it. And they piss in his shower, like his shower water, and he showers with the water.
that's gross.
Like,
I don't do pee stuff, Davis.
but I mean, it's scripted yet not scripted. Like, you know that, like, he didn't actually shower in their piss water, but they make it seem like he actually showered in their piss water.
I really hope so.
Yeah, but it's stupid comedy. I mean, if you're in need of a laugh and you just want something just to absolutely sit there and just laugh at and just listen to, Grand Tour is worth a turn on for you.
Personal recommendation. One of the best car shows ever.
Well, what's yours then?
Mine is
Kind of a double-edged sword.
kind of double-edged sword, because there is definitely some parts and aspects of this I could have put on the shit list, and it was a big debate. And as recording this, I don't remember what was on my shit list, but we will get to that next week. But my actual recommendation is a movie called Breaking. It has John Boyega in it. He played Finn in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. And we'll get into it. Basically, the part, because I wanted to go positive with it, is like the movie's fucking amazing. It's John Boyega. He's playing a honorably discharged Army vet. Unfortunately, though, due to some weird loopholes and rules with VA benefits and the GI Bill, I guess, like, the way they kind of explained it in the movie was that, like, if a person on the GI Bill suddenly just stops showing up to classes, the school will try to get as much money out of it before they drop out. And then if you owe someone money, your VA benefits go to pay those bills off before it is like you uh, getting your benefits. And so this guy thought he was supposed to be getting like 50% disability, and they cut it down to 10%. Um, and it really fucks up his shit. He's now like fighting to not be homeless, and he's got uh, either separated or an ex-wife with a daughter he's also trying to take care of, and uh, he tries to go do it the right way, go through the VA office. Of course, anyone who's ever had to deal with the VA probably knows that is not the fastest thing in the world to deal with. If you get any results at all, it'll be very slow. Man, I really hope you don't hear that flush from where David should went to the bathroom. But yeah. And so what he does is to prove his point, he basically makes what looks like a very realistic trigger to a bomb, and then walks into a bank with an empty backpack. Says, "Hey," basically tells almost everybody except the one cashier he went up to, and the manager of the bank said, "Hey, y'all leave. I'm about to do something." And then tells them to, "Hey, I have a bomb. I need you to, one, call the media, two, call all the police, three, call journalists and all this other stuff." He's like, "I want everybody and their mom to know what the fuck's going on here today." And basically explains it to the media, explains it to the negotiator that I'm not actually here to rob this bank. I don't want this bank's money. I don't want anything else. I need the VA to give me the money that they owe me. And man, it's just it's an incredible movie, but also just you hear these things like that veterans are going through this shit, and it's just mind blowing that they couldn't get this guy. There's one point he's talking to the negotiator who was also a Marine, and he's like, "Yeah, I've had to deal with the VA myself. How much do they owe you?" And it was like, "Oh, this dude needed like $800. Like, motherfucker, we could have, me and Davis together could have pulled together and got $800 for this dude. But he didn't. He wanted it to come from the VA because that's who owed him the money, and he didn't want to mess with everybody else's money. And so, but he didn't even actually have a bomb, and but he knew knowing being a black dude, supposedly holding up a bank, and SWAT team being out there, there's a good chance he walks out there, they're gonna shoot him on sight. And he has very heartbreaking scenes where he calls his daughter to talk to him right before he knows he's probably going to get shot at some point. Talk to his ex-wife, and he's still talking to that good negotiator, who are having like good scenes because I mean they're both vets and stuff like that. Long story short, they get to where they're about to do like. He's like, "What will it take to get you to let go one or both of these women out?" I think the negotiator asked for one, and he was like, "I could just use a pack of cigarettes right now." And then he tells the ladies, he's like, "Look, I'm gonna let you both go, but we have to do this to where they can't have a clear shot on me." And as they're walking in the door, one of the guys who had the gun on the door got a clear shot, didn't ask for clearance or anything, and just shot him. And the I think police department kind of tried to have their guys back, did the PR thing of where like didn't throw them under the bus or whatever, but they do definitely make it ambiguous as to like, oh, like no, I think the police tried to say it was like, oh, he pointed a gun at himself, but in the movie, because he talks about, he's like, I don't have a bomb and I don't have a gun, and
Wow.
yeah, so and then like the hardest part is like this. I think they said at the beginning of the movie, but I didn't catch it till the end. It's like this was all based on a true story. It happened in Atlanta in 2017. Which how did I not hear about that? I live in Birmingham.
This just happened back in 17?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then it's just like, oh, and by the way, the VA has still yet to give the $872 this guy needed to his family. So,
And that's the thing. I know ex-soldiers that are dealing with this problem is of just needing just basic health care, just going in for routine checkups,
yeah.
teeth cleanings, foot care, having trench rot on their feet that is still bugging them today of
And the process is just
issues,
way too slow.
and that they have to plan an entire day, get up there at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to sit there till 5, 6 o'clock at night and maybe see a doctor.
Yeah.
And if they don't see a doctor that day, they have to come back the next day to
Mhm.
sit in line again, waiting just for routine health care, just to
Yeah.
get prescriptions refilled so that they can even make it day to day in their
Yeah.
lives.
And his guy was just going to the benefits office, and they couldn't do anything for him. Like at first the ladies is just like acting disinterested, and he's like, "Look, I'm like in a situation here. I need your help." And even they do a scene where like he's talking to the lady on the news on the phone, and they're trying to get more information about him. And the lady from the VA office comes to her. Is like, "No, that guy really needed help, and it's kind of my fault because I took a second look at it and realized it, and it's too late now. But here's this loophole that the college was using to get money out of this guy." So,
And where did you get to watch this at?
oh, it's in the movie theater. It's called Breaking. I don't think they did a whole lot of advertising. I don't know, but
Well, and
I do a thing where I go try to see a movie at least once a week, and I was
Yeah.
just scrolling through the AMC app trying to, because I'm their A-list member, and that was literally like, I was like, oh, John Boyega, let me see what this trailer is, and saw it, and I was like, holy shit. And the dude acted his ass off. And that's where
Yeah.
I kind of get into how they could have been on the shit list. For one, obviously, the VA. That's
Yeah.
kind of fucked up. Two, how fucked up is it that, I mean, that dude is an amazing actor, and Star Wars fucked up his entire story arc.
yeah,
Which is crazy when you think about, for one, the sequel trilogy starts off with a scene where Finn realizes, hey,
it literally starts with
Finn freaking out and not, like, being a little bit of, like, an estranged soldier and in a weird situation and having to do what he has to do to survive. And it's like, not that they direct correlation, but, like, he definitely could have done very good things and a very interesting story that you don't see too often in Star Wars of people leaving the Empire, or in this case, the First Order. And they could have done a hell of a lot better job with it, and they botched it.
Yeah, and then you also get the fact that like it's kind of a my shit list, which y'all will get to listen to next week. Is it's the idea of like the Star Wars fans taking out on the actor or actress themselves,
Yeah.
not that the director, like that's their jobs. John Boyega literally was told, "Hey, you need to do this so that I can make the movie this way."
Yeah.
It's not John Boyega's decision. Yes, they do have some character, like themselves can kind of go free at some points, but the overall arching theme is not their job. Like
No.
they are told to do X, and it's not their fault if it doesn't go over great.
Yeah. And they're also not sitting there in the editing room deciding what goes in. And what
Yeah,
doesn't.
I mean, how many scenes are left on the cutting room floor that you never see the character development that could make the character even better? And luckily, I mean, even the woman, the great actress that plays Rey, it has said like, I won't act again until I find something that I think is amazing because of what happened with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Luckily, the actor that played
Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron did Moon Knight. He is an amazing,
And a bunch of other stuff.
huh?
And a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, he is an amazing actor, possibly one of the best of his generation. He luckily got away from the Star Wars shit show of
And he's
hating
on record of
actors.
saying he's not doing a Poe Dameron show for Disney Plus.
Yeah, and he gets to go be an actor. He gets to go do what he loves to do and be these crazy roles in Moon Knight and show his range of talent.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that John Boyega is getting to do something. Though, I mean, the conspiracy theorist of a lot of us is sitting there going, well, it's a VA. It's a shot against the VA, so they're not going to advertise it.
Also, is Hollywood kind of blackballing? I mean, he got the role and he's obviously the lead, but also wasn't a whole lot of advertising it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like
Hollywood
the
blackballing
conspiracy theorist brain is saying, oh, well, the VA and the government's blackballing it because it's a shot against the VA system.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I mean, I don't remember the fact that a soldier fake tried to bomb a bank in 2017.
well, yeah, because
That was just a short 5 years ago.
they also initially said that he pulled a gun on himself.
So they said that he shot himself instead of an actual sniper shot him?
Yeah.
God,
No, like
fucking hell.
I mean,
They changed the narrative.
because
of the
like
story.
yeah, they changed the narrative. Like the fucking, I guess either the negotiator who had been talking to him or whatever walks into the bank and looks at it, and then like the person either two of them, and one was like, okay, we got to do this and this and this, and one of the experienced guy goes, no, can't you see? He obviously turned the gun on himself, and it's like the way things were spread out made it clear that it wasn't. So
Then there was no way he shot himself.
yeah, and also in the movie, he's like, he literally tells the lady as they're calling the cops, is like, look, I'm not gonna hurt you too, but to get my point across, like, I mean, if I don't have someone in here with me, they will literally just not think twice about this,
Yeah, just walk
and
in,
my
shoot
story
me.
won't get out there, and like, y'all aren't gonna get hurt today, but I will probably die today. And so, but yeah, so,
I hope he keeps acting because I really did enjoy him as Finn.
yeah,
I thought he was a really great actor,
mm,
and I hope he continues to be a great actor,
for sure.
and that these kind of roles don't get overlooked and overshadowed by just the political shit show that is our fucking world now.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it was an awesome movie, definitely worth a watch. And that's done for a month now. Not for y'all.
Ooh, 6 hours later.
Yeah, I think we recorded like 4.5 or 5.5 episodes to get 4 today. So
yeah.
and we gotta wake up early and head to Nashville in the morning.
Woohoo!
So hopefully my Raiders won't go 0-3. Thanks for putting up with our shitty audio and stuff like that. Sorry for turning the mic off. But we'll see you next week. You'll get to see us outside. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bye.